I love this. This is like a real kind of nice, neat arrangement. I love it.
It's an easygoing crew.
Cool. I love it. I approve.
I want to talk to you about stage in general, because obviously we're familiar with you on the big screen and on the small screen as well. But what's the appeal of stage?
Well, it's always been, and there's always been that appeal. I think I think I might belong to the last generation of actors who kind of were trained and came out of drama school when it was assumed that theatre would be your first port of call as a in terms of first entry job was going to be in the theatre. I mean, nowadays I think for young actors it's probably screen work. They'll get a job on a TV show or a movie if they're lucky. But there isn't the same kind of network of theatres around the country, either here or in the States where I live now, and so I just went straight into the theatre, and I worked in the theatre for a good 5-6 years before I even got a sniff at TV or film. And I never even thought about it because it was like something that kind of might be somewhere in the future. But so it's always been like, my first love, and I always go back, and it's never more than a couple of years in between theatre gigs, and it's the one place where actors still are in charge in a way. The TV belongs to the writers, movies belong to the directors, but once the show's on, the theatre belongs to the actors. It's up to us.
Mm-hmm. You've mentioned how it's changed over the years. Is there anything that you actively do to try and raise the profile of theatre production?
Well, I always, whenever I'm doing a theatre job, I always try and do as much of the publicity as I can, because I think it's important to get out there and tell people about it, because it's becoming theatre used to be mainstream. It's now becoming a bit of a niche market. So it's important to kind of get the word out. But apart from that, it's really just doing it, just turning up and doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. From the outside, one of the last question. Well, from the outside, something that appeals to me about stage is the way it's quite inclusive. Well, certainly more than other industries. Do you think that's a fair assessment?
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think more can be done. It can be better. I think there's that we still need to look at things like pay equality and so on and so forth. Integrating casts, not just in terms of actors of colour, but also gender, and also actors of disability, and so on and so forth. There's all kinds of ways that we can improve it. It's not, wearing a badge doesn't kind of mean problem solved. These are wearing this is a small gesture, but hopefully small gestures will lead to bigger ones. And it's all just make sure we're all on the right side of history. Really.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Okay, my pleasure. Nice to meet you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys,
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey